astray.
Welcome to?
Well, I thought it was funny!
G'day, folks. It is 11:08 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 26th of July, 2026. And, of course, that means it must be the 27th. For our friends on the other side of the planet there, big hello to every single one of you folks there. I just want to say a really big hello to the city with the most community members worldwide, and that city being Melbourne, Australia. I hope everybody's doing good, no matter where you're from. I'm Lee. I'm the guy who started our community when I thought it was funny, and you folks are the ones that made it funny. How do I know that? Well, how do I know you're you? I'm going to assume that. Sorry. And the funny part, we weren't funny until you got here. That's really simple math, my friends. You're the funny. Cheers. So I'm going to ask you something real quick. I ask it all the time. Please click the like button on this video or the thumbs up, whatever it might be. I need to get your feedback, folks. I need to know that you're out there, and apparently that could help me with the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're on YouTube, please click that subscribe button. And if you are on Facebook, please click the follow right next to my name if you haven't done that. I appreciate you doing all that stuff, my friends, but even if you don't do it, I still appreciate you. It's just, it really helps. Apparently, it really helps. And come on, doesn't it look like I need all the help I can get? I'm not looking for pity, I'm looking for laughs. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing fantastic today. It is Sunday here. Of course, that is Monday for our folks in Melbourne and all over Australia. And what has been happening in my life? Well, yesterday I worked a comedy show at the Calgary Scotiabank Saddledome. That's where the Calgary Flames normally play, but not in the summer. It was Nate Bargatze and three opening comedians. Now, my memory's horrible. The openers were fantastic. I can't remember their names. Sorry. No disrespect, man. It's just the way my head works. But Nate Bargatze, though, it's the first time I've ever seen him. I've seen a few of his bits on YouTube, but not much. I guess I've had my head in the sand. Wow. He was really good. It was a non-political, there was no cursing in that. Not that cursing bothers me, but it's kind of nice once in a while to see a comedian that there's no cursing. It was really a family show, and the stage setup was amazing. It was right in the middle of the arena, a circle in the middle, so there were chairs all around. There wasn't any section that was closed off, and this was a sold-out show. Over 17,000 folks were there to see this show. That is really big for any kind of event, but especially a comedy show. And what a show it was. I really had a great time. And the audience was amazing too. You know, at these events, like comedy shows, you're not allowed to record, you're not allowed to take photos. I didn't have any issues with anyone in my section, and my section was completely full. It was a fantastic time. It was a great night last night. Now, my friend Dan Peterson, who is one of our mods here, and just one incredible human, actually. And I call him Captain Calgary because he got the Mayor's White Hat Award. You have to look up Calgary White Hat Awards if you want to know what's going on there. He got the Mayor's White Hat Award at this year's ceremony. So Captain Calgary, I'm proud to know this guy. But anyways, he was at a concert up in Edmonton, which is a city just north of us, about 100 miles, 300 kilometers. It was the Post Malone Jelly Roll concert, which was at the Commonwealth Stadium, which is a huge outdoor arena, open air arena. Yeah, well, they had like the storm of the century last night. It was incredible, the amount of rain that came down so fast and lightning, and they had to get everybody out of the arena. Dan got out safely, although I haven't heard from him. My other buddy Mitch, who's also one of our mods here, and I got a photo from Mitch today, so stay tuned. But they're just unbelievable. But I guess Dan and his buddy got out okay. I'm sure they were soaked probably. And yeah, I'm just glad you're okay, Dan. I can't believe how bad that weather was. I don't have any of my own video that I can post here, and I haven't got anyone's permission to post their video, so I'm not going to. But if you can look up Edmonton storm Post Malone, look that up on YouTube or on Reddit, you're gonna see some incredible videos. So anyways, Dan made it out okay. I'm sorry, that must have, I mean, obviously that ended the show, so that sucks. But Dan, you know there's going to be more shows. The best part of that is that you're doing all right. And yeah, message me, Dan. I want to hear from you. I want to know what happened. I want to see a after photo for you guys. Anyways, I'll shut up and get on to the next thing. What was I saying? My train went right off the track, folks. Let's take a look at great comedy show. Michelle Finnerty, one of our mods here, one of the funniest people out there. She shares some of the most amazing stuff, like with funny stuff, and she shares some great photos with us too. She shared a photo of Wasp making a wasp nest in the end of the post on their the pole, I guess, on their chain link fence, and it's a great photo. But wow, like look at that. That's incredible. Now, this is not something you want in your yard. So shortly after she took the photo, her husband took care of the issue. And so it's no longer a wasp nest there anymore. But wow, that is an impressive photo. I guess that's a big queen making the nest. Yeah. Bees, yes. Wasps, no. Yeah, see what else is going on. I am a big fan of Batman. Like, I'm not one of these superhero fans where I watch every superhero movie, but Batman, especially the classic Batman from 1966, the TV show, always loved it. Well, on Reddit, which is if you don't know what Reddit is, it is a website with a bunch of forums. And somebody on there had noted that there was something on sale on Amazon.com. Now, I order from Amazon.ca when I do order from it, but it was not available on Amazon.ca, the Canadian portal for Amazon. So I got it on Amazon.com, and it was still a great price. I think this is amazing. That is, as you can see, Batmobile and the Joker from Batman, the classic TV series. This is a Todd McFarlane design. Todd McFarlane, famous comic book creator, and of course designer and graphic designer and artist and all that kind of stuff. He's from Calgary. Yeah, that's right, from the city that I live in. Anyways, that's beside the point. So glad to get that. I haven't opened it yet, as you can tell. The box is a little squished in transit, but I'm not that kind of a collector, so I'm not too upset. But if I was, I would said something. I am saying something now. Bug me a little bit, but yeah, I'm not sending it back or anything. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Let's take a look here. What else? Later on today, I am expecting another package to arrive, and it is a hot foam carving tool or knife, and it's used for carving foam, and I'm going to use that, and I showed this just the other video. I'm going to use that to carve a jack-o'-lantern face in this foam pumpkin, or a funkin, or a foamkin, or whatever you want to call it. Why? Because I'm going to do a mini celebration this year on the 31st of July, just a mini little tiny one. I'm going to call it Summerween. I'm not the one to think this up. Some people do it in August, but on August 31st, I'm going to a Deep Purple concert. So yeah, get that going. I think it's time to have some fun. I mean, it's always time to have some fun. Let's celebrate. I love Halloween, so we're going to celebrate Halloween a little bit early. And we're also going to celebrate it on Halloween. So yeah, that's something I'm going to be doing, waiting for that tool to show up. I got to find a good design. I think I'm going to do a classic design. And nice thing about this is, yeah, I'll kind of carve it, use it on in July here. It's still fine, as long as I don't damage it. I spit there. Sorry. It is still fine in October, and October's to follow. So it's not a one-off. And it's not a one and done. So very happy about that. My decisions there on to do that. A little craft. I'm not even a craft. I mean, I might be crafty, but I don't do a lot of crafts and stuff like that. But that's going to be a simple one. Going to be a fun one. I have to do it outside though, because apparently when you carve that foam, there's some nasty fumes. So I don't want to affect myself, Wendy, or Thatcher and Morrison, our cats. Hey, pets. I want you to send in photos of your pets, my friends. I do. I triple dog, triple cat, triple hog, triple bat dare you to send in photos of your pets, or even other people's pets, if they don't mind you sending in photos of their pets. And you know who did that? My buddy Mitch Laird. That's right, Mitch Laird, who's also one of our mods here. Great friend, great guy. He and his mom are, they are dog sitting Allie, a really cute pooch. And he sent in a fantastic photo of Allie. Let me bring that up right now. Oh, she's such a sweetie, eh? Oh my God. I love all animals, my friends. I'm not just a dog person. I'm not just a cat person. I would pet an ant if I could, if it was feasible. So yeah, what a great photo. Thank you so very much, Mitch. Appreciate that. And Mitch also gets some really good photos. He goes to a lot of shows and he gets great photos from concerts and that. But there was a good photo of Allie, real sweetheart. Now, I guess after I've already dared you to send in your photos of your pets, you can send those to pets@wellithoughitwasfunny.com, or you can leave them as an attachment on your comments. If you got videos, those have to be sent by email. You got the email address, pets@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. But like I said, you can also send your photos there too. Just send them. I want to see your pets, please. I want to feature your pets. I love animals. Maybe it's not funny, but it's nice. All right. Let's get to our featured posts, my friends. And I do have 4 featured posts today. I've got one from Douglas Cumpston. I've shared a lot of his stuff. Marion Cisco, another name you should recognize. Meg Opry, another name you should recognize. And Rose Glad, another name you should recognize. These are all people who share some of the funniest stuff in our community. And it makes me happy to share their stuff here. The stuff that made me laugh, obviously making you folks laugh. Boy, am I ever talking a lot. Let's bring up the featured post. We're going to start off with Douglas Cumpston's post. Yeah. True story. Thanks, Douglas. Next one is from Marion Cisco. I've learned, but I've done it. Thanks, Marion. You rock. Next one is from Meg Opry. This is so true. Oh my gosh, this is so true. Pretty in Pink. It's a good movie. I'm not necessarily its target audience, and it's not something I like to watch a lot, but it's definitely a well-made movie. Wendy loves it, but even she agrees this dress was hideous. All right, and then the 4th, final, but definitely not least, is from Rose Glad. And yeah, I love this. Everyone, I just love the way these birds are drawn anyways in the first place, but it just made me laugh. And I don't have to explain this. I'm sorry. It's funny on its own. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Meg. Thank you, Marion. And thank you, Douglas. And folks, thank you to you. You folks are the reason this community of ours has been so successful and makes so many people laugh. We have over 950,000 people in our 2 communities. One's like 930,000. The other one just went over 20,000. That's right. Incredible numbers. You're the reason why, because it's funny. And more than that, we may have over, 950,000 community members. We have over 1.5 million visitors every day. And to that, I say, here are some bad jokes. I sell envelopes, notebooks, and pens out of my van. It's what you might call a mobile stationery store. If a church serves noodles for communion, does that make them Roman Catholics? Murders are rarely solved in the South. It's really tough when all the DNA matches and there are no dental records. You know you reach middle age when weightlifting consists of just standing up. What did one Frenchman say to the other Frenchman? How should I know? I don't speak French. I hope you got a couple laughs out of there. There's 2 jokes in there that some people might get upset over. I didn't mean anything bad by it. I have to thank some folks for my jokes today. I've got to thank Michelle Finnerty for that, the Southern joke. That's one of those jokes people might get mad about. And then I got to thank my buddy Dave Knapp for the weightlifting middle-aged joke. And folks, I'd love to be telling your jokes too. Why not send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com or leave them as a comment on today's video. I want to tell your jokes, folks. And friends, I'm here 4 days a week with a fresh batch of these stale jokes just for you. If you're having some fun and you'd like to show your appreciation, please consider dropping a buck or 2 in our tip jar at donate.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you can help us keep the lights on, keep the joke machine rolling, and keeping our imaginary cow fed. But friends, the most important thing to me is that you keep laughing. You can also help support the channel and look cool at the same time by visiting store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. From stickers to coffee cups and t-shirts to hoodies, we've got it all. I still would love if you would send in an audio recording or a video recording of you telling a joke. I dare you. You can send that to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com, and maybe one of these days you're going to hit play on this video. We're going to get to the jokes. I'll introduce it, and there you are telling the joke. We already know you're funny. I'd love to see it or hear it. That would be awesome too. Folks, thank you so very much, though. Enough of me pushing stuff like that. Thanks again for helping us create what we've got here. It's the funniest city on the internet, and it's full of funny people. Us. You rock, folks. You really do. I'm going to let you go, but I'm planning on being here again tomorrow, Monday. The back-to-back ones are tough sometimes, but I got nothing else going on, and you folks are important to me. So I do plan on being here tomorrow. Hopefully you're going to be here too. I should quit poking my finger in your face, though, eh? Hopefully you're going to be here too. And in the meantime and between time, my friends, keep laughing.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.